Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, you want to give all praises to
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Yahushai,
Ba'ashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Shalom unto the brothers that mission is true to the four corners of the earth. And shalom unto the few but faithful Akwatiam that listen and learning. And unto the speckled Israelites that will look like the other nation but of Israel. Today we're going into the fourth beast, right? And we're starting off in Daniel 2. Right? So you can go ahead and read there.
Alright, Daniel 2, let me see. He's up and down the road, what? We're 36 here,
This is the dream. Interpretation of the dream now.
Right, so but start from the top and then start from the first one and then alright, yeah, so that's nice. So as brother rightfully say, you know, we're going into the fourth beast, alright? Because what you have to understand, the fourth beast, alright, the fourth beast is what we're in right now, is what we're experiencing prophetically right now. Alright? Pursuant to who is in power. Alright, what nation, what race, what ethnicity of people that holding the power seat, the power structure and ruling all over the earth. Right now. Alright, so he's going to give you it according to the word, according to prophecy, according to the scripture. Alright? So
This is the book of Daniel chapter 2 and verse 1. And in the second year of the reign of Nebuchadnezzar, Nebuchadnezzar dreamed dreams, wherewith his spirit was troubled, and his sleep brake from him. Right? And the king commanded to call the magicians, and the astrologers, and the sorcerers, and the Chaldeans, for to show the king his dreams. So they came and stood before the king. Right? And the king said unto them, I have dreamed a dream, and my spirit was troubled to know the dream.
My spirit was troubled to know the dream. Go ahead.
Then spake the Chaldeans to the king in Syriac.
Alright, now the Chaldeans, they were heavy, they were so-called Africans, Hamites, alright, Babylonians, alright, but they were the ones that were heavy in witchcraft. Alright? They were the ones, they were high level sorcerers. Alright? Alright? These men dealt in heavy witchcraft. Okay? And it's the same thing today. It's the same thing today with Esau, alright, with the elites that be, you know, the Rothschild, the Rockefellers, the DuPonts, the Oppenheimers, they deal with high-level witchcraft, high-level sorcery, alright? Even your politicians and what have you, is what they deal with, alright? High-level witchcraft, alright? That's why you have your secret societies, you know, your Freemasonry, your Lodge, alright? Your Illuminati, alright? All these things, their roots came from what? The Chaldeans and their wickedness. Alright? But go ahead.
Say verse 4, Daniel 2 and 4. Then spake the Chaldeans to the king in Syriac, O king, live forever. Tell thy servants the dream, and we will show the interpretation. Right? The king answered and said to the Chaldeans, the thing is gone from me. If you will not make known unto me the dream with the interpretation thereof, ye shall be cut in pieces, and your houses shall be made a dunghill.
And thy the Lord speaking through Nebuchadnezzar there, and letting them know, hey, I forget the dream, you know, but and that go back to Isaiah 47, where you say, let now your astrologers and your staff, let them know, let me see you perform your works now. Alright, and then the Lord speaking to Nebuchadnezzar and letting them know, let me see how good you is. You call yourself a Obia man? Yeah, you call yourself a true sorceress. Let me see your works be manifest right now before your for while he's here, like, you know, bring forth that dream, interpret that dream. Alright?
Can.
Go ahead a little bit and then you go jump.
I go on, I'll go jump to Daniel 20 with Daniel.
Jump to
Continue.
20 now. Jump to
Alright,
20.
Daniel 2 and 20.
Mhm.
So let me start from verse 19. Then was the secret revealed unto Daniel in a night vision. Then Daniel blessed the power of heaven.
Then was the secret revealed unto Daniel, right? Somebody, you all know what I'm talking about, Amos.
3 and 7.
Yeah, 3 and 7, Babakasha. Because you see, Daniel was what? Daniel was a prophet.
Can.
Alright?
This is the book of Amos, chapter 3 and verse 7.
Well,
It says, surely the Lord power will do nothing but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets.
right? He revealed the secrets unto who? The servants, his prophets. Alright? So that's why the Lord what? The Lord has revealed the dream. That dream, which was a secret. Alright? Which was a secret. A secret goes into something that is what? Hidden, right?
Can.
Right? It was hidden from these high-level sorcerers, these seer men.
Can.
Alright, they couldn't have see what was in the dream, you know, that Nebuchadnezzar had dreamt. Alright? They couldn't have see it, but hey, the Lord revealed it unto Daniel.
Can.
Alright? Go ahead.
Daniel 2 and 20. Daniel answered and said, Blessed be the name of the Heavenly Father forever and ever. For wisdom and might are his.
For wisdom and what?
And might are his.
Go ahead.
And he changeth the times and the seasons. He removeth kings and setteth up kings.
He removed kings and setteth up kings. Can? He removed kings and setteth up kings. And right now, alright, he set up the four beasts to reign upon the face of the earth, and he's going to remove them pretty soon, real soon. Alright? He put up the so-called white man to be rulers of the earth, alright? Rulers of this world. But pretty soon, he himself is going to take them down.
Can.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, when I say he himself. Alright, go ahead.
Can. Say, I'm going to read over this part. Giveth wisdom unto the wise and knowledge to them that know understanding.
Can.
He revealeth the deep and secret things. He knoweth what is in the darkness, and the light dwelleth with him.
Can.
I thank thee and praise thee, O thou power of my fathers, who has given me wisdom and might, and has made known unto me now what is desired of thee.
Can. And has made known unto me now what is desired. Alright, and it's the same thing with us. The Lord has made known unto us, you know, what is his desire. Alright? Which is to bring down this friggin' world. Right? You guys had your big celebrations last night. You know, bust up all your firecrackers and what have you. But not knowing there is something in store. Alright? There is something in store by the way of great evil that is to fall upon this world. That is to fall upon the four corners of the earth. A great evil and none but evil is about to fall upon the face of the earth through the power and spirit of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai.
That's right.
Can?
Can.
Go ahead.
He say, For thou hast now made known unto us the king's matter. Therefore Daniel went unto Arioch, whom the king had ordained to destroy the wise men of Babylon.
Right?
The Chaldeans.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But they couldn't tell him. He went and said thus unto him, Destroy not the wise men of Babylon. Bring me in before the king, and I will show unto the king the interpretation.
Can? Go ahead.
Right? So I'm going to jump to verse 36 now.
Yeah.
This is the dream, and we will tell the interpretation thereof before the king.
Can?
Thou, O king, art a king of kings, for the power of heaven hath given thee a kingdom, power, and strength, and glory.
Can. And he was the king. Nebuchadnezzar at that time was the king over all these kings of the known world at that time. Because Nebuchadnezzar was on a serious conquest. Alright? Which was prophesied in the book of Jeremiah. Alright? The Lord when I read the book of Jeremiah, the Lord make Nebuchadnezzar knock down all these kingdoms, the Moabites, all these so-called Africans, you know, Esau, Edom, all of them. He knocked them down, all right, including the Egyptians. All right, hence the reason why he was keep on telling us, do not go into Egypt. He had his reasons why, because why? He was going and see us about to send Nebuchadnezzar to conquer Egypt. But did we listen? No. Alright? Well.
Verse 37, they say, Thou, O king, art the king of kings, for the power of heaven had given thee a kingdom, power and strength and glory. And wheresoever the children of men dwell, the beasts of the field and the fowls of the heaven hath he given into thine hand.
That which is the nations, right? Which is the other nations. Who are just called. But
and hath made thee ruler over them all.
Right, and hath made them ruler over all these nations. But
thou art this head of gold.
Right, so you tell them, you are this head of gold. Alright, this head of gold is you. Right now you are in your time to rule. You are in your set appointed time to rule right now. Alright? Remember, this is the interpretation of the dream he's given him here. Alright? Because it's the image of a statue. Alright? And he's showing him that the beginning of the statue, alright, is you. Nebuchadnezzar, Babylonian Empire. Go ahead.
Thou art this head of gold, and after thee shall arise another kingdom inferior to thee.
And after thee
shall arise another kingdom inferior to thee, and another third kingdom of brass.
Right? So the second kingdom is and after thee shall arise another kingdom inferior to thee, which was what? The Persians. Alright? And now we call here the third kingdom here.
Kingdom of brass.
Which
shall bear rule over all the earth. Yeah,
right. Which was who? The Egyptians. Alright? Go ahead.
And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron.
And the fourth kingdom, which is the fourth beast. Alright, go ahead.
Shall be as strong as iron, for as much as iron breaketh in pieces, and subdueth all things. And as iron that breaketh all these shall it break in pieces and bruise. And whereas thou sawest the feet and the toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided, but there shall be in it of the strength of the iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay. And as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. Yeah? So partly strong and partly broken.
Which is that there is the prophecy concerning what? The fourth kingdom, alright, the fourth beast, alright, and its hegemony and what have you, what's going into where you have now the EU and the NATO. Alright? Well, Salakia, those 10 toes are actually speaking about the EU, the European Union, Salakia. Salakia.
So this, right?
What is that?
That's the top now, right? Currently going to on group, the train here, how it thing off now. You take the first thing now, the thing going to the Rome, and then showing here the divine kingdom, which is the kingdom of Japan.
Yeah, well, go ahead now. Yeah, go ahead now. No problem.
Right, so that's just so a simple demonstration of what we read in here. They see in Daniel 2, right? On the Blue Letter Bible on Google Chrome or any browser, right? So this is the first one. Right? Tell me if you've seen it there.
Yeah,
seen it?
Make sure the camera pick it up.
No, not clear enough.
You got it?
Your screen cannot dim.
Salakia. You could go after Yam thing.
Seen it?
Now he owns this Blue Letter, but let me see
It's actually picture.
But when you have
Describe it
the
to
picture itself, so you can go and
Well,
show the picture.
These words we're seeing on top here, you're seeing the
In the
interpretation.
bold type, in the bold
Right?
type.
It's seeing Babylon, the first kingdom, right? Nebuchadnezzar. Right? Then the second one, here in the bold type, Medo Persia and Greece. then this one here will be in Rome, right? This is the time period that we're in, because after this, right, it's the divine kingdom, right, as you see here, right? So the same Daniel 2 we're going into, but you know, just to show the order of, you know, how everything's structured.
Right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm gonna show that. And the kingdom party, strong and party, is very a lot of economic too, because when we have Great Britain breaking off from the European Union in Brexit, you know, where they don't want to be part of the economic system, so you know, that's how that weaken the whole too, yeah, the whole system, economic, you know. And that's funny too, because when they go back in the old Roman Empire too, it was economic, the money, the value too, had weakened that original structure.
Right, so you're getting a breakdown, you know, for the younger brothers and sisters who now coming into the truth, you know, you're getting a clear breakdown and a clear vision of what you actually,
from the
what had actually took place.
the Medo-Persians, from the Greek to the Romans.
This is where we in last. The last one at the bottom is where we in now.
Yeah, the last one at the bottom is where we in now, but how we in it, what we in right now is the new and revised Roman Empire. Alright? The new and revised Roman Empire, that is what we in right now. Alright? You know? So, go ahead, read up. Yeah,
Daniel 2 and verse 43.
Alright, go ahead.
And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men. Right? You know, and that's how when the question about the vice Roman Empire, you know, even the American, the army and all them things, mix a lot of Jakes and other nations all mingle together like a melting pot, right? With the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. And you are that.
Right? So there is the situation here. So now, jump to that same scripture, that same Daniel 2.
Yeah.
Go to verse 40.
Daniel 2 and 40.
And when you're done that, then go to Daniel 7.
Daniel 2 and 40.
And we will be coming back to Daniel 7 after we go into Revelation and what have you. But go to verse 40.
Daniel 2 and 40.
And the reasons why.
And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron, for as much as iron breaketh in pieces and subdueth all things. And as iron that breaketh all these, shall it break in pieces and bruise.
No. Continue reading.
Continue on?
Yeah, continue.
Right. Yeah. And whereas thou sawest the feet and the toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, to read it over, the kingdom shall be divided, but there shall be in it of the strength of the iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay. And as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken.
Right, go ahead.
And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay.
Even as iron is not mixed with clay, alright? So we speak, as the brother rightfully spoke, you know, just going into the frictions between the EU, alright, that has taken place between EU because Esau Edom is a house divided and nation divided. But continue.
Right?
And we reach a point.
What
verse you on now?
43. Daniel 2 and 43. And whereas
going on to verse 44.
Thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. And in the days of these kings,
go ahead,
shall the power of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. Yeah, this 44.
Alright, so hold it in. So pursuant to from 40 to 43, it's speaking about that, right? A particular kingdom. And then when they reach now to 44, it's speaking about after that a kingdom is going to be set up upon the face of the earth that is never going to be destroyed. All right. So which means there is a particular, before that happened, the scripture is actually showing you that the earth right now is under a particular rulership right now by a particular people. Nah, that's older. That's older. Don't drop the gun yet. Alright? So it's showing you that it is a particular people. Because when you read verse 44, read it. Verse 44.
And in the days of these kings shall the power of heaven set up a kingdom,
Shall the power of heaven set up a kingdom? Go ahead.
which shall never be destroyed. And the kingdom shall not be left to other people, other nations.
Right?
But it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms.
Right? All these kingdoms, go ahead.
And it shall stand forever.
Can.
That going into the divine kingdom will be just showing you the letter.
Right? Right? So, where you are to ask yourself now, who it is that ruling this earth right now? Right? You can go to the Daniel 7. Right? Who it is ruling this earth right now? Alright? Because when you go to Daniel 7 now, go ahead, read.
From verse 1, right?
We will come to all of that. We will come to all of that.
Daniel 7 and 1.
Come to all of that.
And in the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon, Daniel had a dream and visions of his head upon his bed. Then he wrote the dream and told the sum of the matters. Daniel spake and said, I saw in my vision by night, and behold, the four winds of the heaven strove upon the great sea.
Can. Right? Those four winds talking about these four empires. All right?
And Mediterranean Sea.
Right?
Yeah.
And that great sea, it's speaking about the people. All right? It's speaking about the people. Revelation 17 breaks that down concerning what the sea or the water, the many waters represent. Right? Right? It represents nations, peoples, and tongues. All right? So go ahead.
Verse 3. And four great beasts came up from the sea.
For what?
Four great beasts came up from the sea.
Go ahead.
Diverse one from another. Different one another from another.
Right? They were diverse, different one from another. Right? Because they all had different, with time to come, they all had different philosophies and ways of life and what have you, you know, different laws and all these things. Go ahead.
And the first was like a lion and had eagle's wings.
Right? Which actually is the new it's Assyrians here, right? Because the Assyrians, their symbol was a lion with wings. Alright, but go ahead.
I beheld till the wings thereof were plucked.
I beheld till the wings were plucked, which is the Babylonians now coming into play. Because it's the Babylonians end up taking over the Assyrians.
Yeah.
Alright, so that's where you know it as the new Babylonian Assyrian Empire. Alright?
Babylonians actually see lion but without the wings. So you see how the prophecy
Can.
perfect.
And
Yeah.
there's the thing here. There's the thing here. This is what proves the scriptures, the prophecies. Alright? And you would get the accounts of the Assyrian Empire being absorbed into the Babylonian Empire in secular history. Alright? You can get it in secular history. Alright, go ahead.
And it was lifted up from the earth and made stand upon the feet as a man.
And it stand alright, because why? Nebuchadnezzar, you know, he was a strong emperor. Alright? He was a strong emperor and ruled with an iron fist. I shouldn't say an iron fist, a golden fist.
Yeah, when you school, yeah,
Yeah, right, go ahead.
And a man's heart was given to it. Right? And behold, another beast, a second, like to a bear.
Like to a bear, go ahead.
And it raised up itself on one side. And it had 3 ribs in the mouth of it.
Alright, which was the Medo-Persian Empire. Alright, and those 3 ribs were 3 major cities that they had conquered. Egypt, I think it was Lydia
Lydia
and
and Babylon.
Alright?
Yeah.
which they had conquered. Alright? Because the Medo-Persian Empire was stretching all the way from India, all down to Egypt. Alright, they had what, 120 something provinces. Alright, you could practically say the Medo-Persian Empire was what, twice the size of America. Alright, well.
And the reason why it raised up itself on one side is because you had Persian kings and Median kings.
You can't.
So the Persian side was stronger.
And eventually it ended up because first it was the Medo-Persian Empire. And after, because when you go to Daniel 8, when you go to Daniel 8, let me see if I could get it. Baba Kushar, just bear with me. Yeah, let me just get it. Just bear with me. Alright, Daniel 8. Because Daniel 8 actually going into the prophecy of Alexander. Alright, Daniel 8 speaking about Alexander. Alright. Let me see. Bear with me. What verse is that? Verse 20. Alright, but that's now what? Alright. Let's continue going on into anti-shots, but that's now. That's now. Yeah, which is actually Daniel. Give me Daniel 8 and 3. Give me Daniel 8 and 3 and then you go jump to verse 20. Alright, we're reading here concerning the Medo-Persian. Alright, so Daniel 8 and 3. When you get it, you go pump it. Yeah, go ahead.
This is the book of Daniel 8 and 3. Then I lifted up my eyes and saw, and behold, there stood before the river a ram which had 2 horns.
Right, which had 2 horns, which was the Medo-Persian Empire. Alright, those 2 horns represent the Medo-Persian Empire. Go ahead, read.
And the 2 horns were high, but one was higher than the other.
Hold it, but one was higher than the other. The one that was higher than the other was the Medes. Alright, because what you had to understand, the Medes, they came together along with the Persians, alright, to make a new race. Alright, a new race, a new kingdom, and want to take over the Babylonians and what have you. Alright, so the Medo-Persians, the Medes, alright, which were Japhites, alright, they were the sons of Japhet. Okay, they were holding a higher status than the Persians itself. The Persians, who you know today, the Persians are the so-called East Indians. Alright, which their true nationality is Elamites. Alright, the Persians were East Indians and the Iranians. Alright, so-called East Indians, so-called Iranians, Pakistanis, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, they are the true Persians. Alright? Go ahead, read.
Yeah, it reads, and the higher came up last.
And the higher came up last, which was what? The Persians. Because the Persians end up becoming stronger than the Medes, and there's where you end up getting now your Persian Empire, where the Medes end up, the Persian that when it there is where now you start to get we name is Artaxerxes and what have you, because Xerxes, he was a Persian, which was actually a so-called East Indian. Alright? And, yeah, Darius was a Mede. Alright? Go ahead. that verse 3, read the finish verse 3, go down to 20 now.
Right? Down to verse 20. The ram which was searched, having 2 horns, are the kings of Media and Persia.
Of Media and Persia. Alright, so when you go back now to where you was reading maybe Daniel 7 Rashalam.
Read Daniel 7 and verse 5. And behold, another beast, a second, like to a bear, and it raised up itself on one side, and it had 3 ribs in the mouth of it, between the teeth of it. And they said thus unto it, Arise, devour much flesh.
Arise and devour much flesh. Alright? They rule, their empire was a very vast empire. Alright? Go ahead, read.
And verse 6. After this I beheld, and lo, another, like a leopard.
Like a what?
Like a leopard.
Like a leopard. Which was who? Which was who? Alexander the Great, the Grecian Empire. Alright? They're from a second Maccabees. No, first Maccabees. Oh, yeah. Fresh up, okay, what are we talking about? First Maccabees, man. Yo, how do I chat about? Bumbo class. First Maccabees 1 and 1. Salakia. Before you go to that, go back to the same Daniel 8. Go back to the same Daniel 8. And that's not. Where is it, boy? 21. You will hold that, right? Right? A matter of fact, because I say, let me start, let's know. You go to 21 here, too. Pause a little bit. Right? So I'm reading Daniel 8 and 1 going down, but I'll be skipping through to get the understanding of because as I said, Daniel 8 here is concerning, although we're going into the 4th beast, but you have to understand how the 4th beast start to come about into play. Alright? The Lord, because the Lord was setting it up. So, and in order for you to deal with the 4th beast, you have to deal with the 3rd beast. Because the 4th beast coincides with the 3rd beast, and the 3rd beast coincides with the 4th beast. Because they are all of the same race of people. Alright, which is Edomites. So it says Daniel 8, it says the Daniel's vision of the ram and goat. Yeah, of the ram and goat. So the ram represents the Medo-Persian Empire. Alright? And the goat, it represents the Grecian Empire. Alright? So it says in the Daniel 8 and 1, in the 3rd year of the reign of King Belshazzar, a vision appeared unto me, even unto me Daniel, after that which appeared unto me at first. And I saw in a vision, and it came to pass, when I saw that I was at Shushan in the palace, which is in the province of Elam, alright? East Indians, right? And I saw in a vision, and I was by the river Salakia of Ulai. Then I lifted up mine eyes and saw, and behold, there stood before the river a ram which had 2 horns, and the 2 horns were high, but one was higher than the other, which we just break it down just now there. And the higher came up last. And I saw the ram rushing, Salakia, pushing westward and northward and southward, so that no beast might stand before him, neither was there any that could deliver out of his hand, but he did according to his will and became great. Because what verse 4 is speaking about here is the Medo-Persian Empire is that the Medo-Persian Empire, when they said they was pushing eastward, northward and southward, no, westward, northward and southward, is them expanding the empire into vast region, because I say the Medo-Persian Empire it consists of about 120 something provinces. All right, and they take over the whole Babylonian Empire, along with all the other lands that conquer and join it together. All right, so but when I go down to verse 5 now, and I was considering, behold, and he goat came from the west on the face of the whole earth and touched not the ground, and the goat had a notable horn between his eyes. All right, now that goat is speaking about Alexander, and Alexander, when you see neither touch the ground, it is speaking about Alexander. He was going on such a vast conquest. All right, and he was doing it at record speed, conquering the whole Medo-Persian Empire, because it took Alexander about 8 years.
Like he was flying in Jerusalem, he didn't touch the ground.
He didn't touch the ground, you understand? Because every battle that he had fought, all right, to conquer the Medo-Persian Empire, he didn't lost not one. All right, he didn't lost not one. Right? So, let me see. So now, right? And he came to the ram that had 2 horns, which I had seen standing before the river, and ran unto him in the fury of his power. All right? This is him conquering the Medo-Persian Empire. Now, give me the first Maccabees, and then you go give me the same Daniel 8 and 20.
This first Maccabees 1 and 1. It say, and it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of
Chittim,
had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, that he reigned in his stead the first over Greece.
Right, that he reigned in his stead the first over Greece. So now give me the Daniel 8 and 20.
The book of Daniel 8 and 20. The ram which thou sawest, having the 2 horns, are the kings of the Media and Persia.
Go down to 21, huh?
Right.
So
21. And the rough goat is the king of the Grecians.
And the rough goat is the king of the Grecians. Alright? Which is who? Alexander. That rough goat is speaking about is Alexander. That rough goat is speaking about the Edomites. The so-called white man. Alright? The scripture there prophesying, you know, the prophecy of when the Edomites first came into power, first came into rulership. Alright? Come back to the Maccabees here. So the Maccabees here showing you, giving you the account of how, you know, the Grecians come into power and by whom it came into power. Alright? No, by Alexander. And then Antiochus after, because Antiochus was that wicked root, and Antiochus was that. And Daniel, because even in this same Daniel 8, it's let me show you something here. In that same Daniel 8, that is speaking about Antiochus. Where it says, and through his policy he shall cause craft, like 25, you know, in his hand, and he shall magnify himself and whatnot, so forth. Alright? That is speaking about
Chapter 22 down. Yeah, and at the time of the kingdom, when the transgressors are come to full, the king of fierce countenance and understanding dark sentences shall stand up. And his power shall be mighty, but not of his own power. And he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper and practice, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people.
And that is Antiochus speaking about there. Alright, because when it go up in the same Daniel 8, when I talk about and the ram had a horn between his eyes, that is Antiochus.
The notable horn.
The notable horn, that is Antiochus. Alright? So go ahead, read, and then we'll go back to Daniel.
First Maccabees 1 and 2. It says, and made many wars, and won many strongholds, and slew the kings of the earth.
And slew the kings of the earth, all right? Because as I say, he was on a serious conquest. All right? The word conquest goes into conquering. And how do you conquer? Huh?
War.
By war. By mass slaughter. All right? Go ahead.
Verse 3, it says, and went through to the ends of the earth, and took spoils of many nations, and so much that the earth was quiet before him. Whereupon he was exalted, and his heart was lifted up, and he gathered a mighty strong host, and ruled over countries, and nations, and kings, who became tributaries unto him. And after these things, he fell sick, and perceived that he should die. Wherefore he called his servants, such as were honorable, and had been brought up with him from his youth, and parted his kingdom among them while he was yet alive.
Right, you could drop it from there. All right, so this showing you the beginning. Although this is the third beast, but this is showing you the beginning here of the third beast transitioning into the fourth beast. The Greco, which is the Greco-Roman Empire, because the Grecian Empire ended up being absorbed into the Roman Empire. All right, and they were who? They were Edomites. Because what you have to understand is this, and this is what Christianity would never be able to come to terms with. All right, because anytime you had to come to talk about the beast, we didn't say the mark yet, you know. We ain't talking about the mark. We're talking about the beast. Anytime you come into the conclusion of getting the full understanding of the beast, you would have to come to the conclusion and accept that that beast is actually speaking about a particular race of people. You understand where I'm coming from? It is speaking about those seven heads. Those 7 heads. And 10 horns. You would have no choice but to come to the realization of that you have to deal with race. You have to deal with ethnicity, because it is a particular ethnicity of people that is controlling that beast system. That is the beast, and controlling that system that the beast set up and stands for and carries out. Alright, so go ahead. Let's go back to
Daniel 7 and verse 6. It says, after this I beheld, and lo, another like a leopard, which had upon the back of it 4 wings.
Right, and funny enough, Alexander, he used to roll with a leopard head on top as like a helmet like now, but yeah, go and do your research. The scripture is on point. The scripture giving it accurate.
There's so much years before.
Like real years before. Right, go ahead.
Which had upon the back of it 4 wings of fowl. And the beast also had 4 heads, 4 generals, and dominion was given to it. After this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a 4th beast.
A what?
A 4th beast.
A 4th beast. And this will be getting into.
Dreadful and terrible.
Dreadful and what?
Terrible.
Dreadful and terrible.
And strong exceedingly.
And strong exceedingly.
It had great iron teeth.
Alright? And they were the ones to start to use
smelting iron.
Yeah, smelting iron and whatnot, and making weapons out of iron. Alright, the Romans. Alright? Go ahead.
It devoured and break in pieces and stamped the residue with the feet of it.
At that time, that's what they was doing, you know, they were conquering, you know, and the Roman Empire also was a very, very vast empire from Europe, all through Europe, going all through the Middle East, so-called Middle East and what have you. You know, going all the way through the Mediterranean and what have you. Alright, go ahead.
And it was diverse from all the beasts
Right? It was different from all the other beasts.
that were before it.
Can? Because they had a whole, you see what the Romans did, they even take philosophies from the Grecians and what have you, so forth, and incorporate it with their way of life and what have you.
Can.
You understand? And the wickedness. Because when you go back to the first Maccabees. Go back to the first Maccabees and go to verse 9. Yeah, go ahead. Alexander. Carry to the leopard head, yeah. Yeah, my brother, yeah, man. Small man. Hey, what's up?
I thought it was 13 tribes.
Nah, 12, brother. 12. Nah. Who is that female?
You see it?
Is that Delna? Right, but did she have that tribe?
Now, men just carry the seed.
Men carry the seed, brother. 13 children, but 12 sons. No, brother. No, brother.
Tina was just the first Israelite woman.
One.
But she wasn't in our tribe because man just carry seed.
Can.
Men is the nation.
You bug out. Bug out. Alright. You got it there? See in there?
Carry down.
You understand?
Yeah.
I feel I know we getting that nonsense from too, but I have a video to do on that shit. Anyhow, yeah. So you get your thing right. So
First Maccabees 1 and 9.
let's hold it there. Read over that part again
Can. Read it over.
yeah.
It say Daniel 7 and 7.
Yeah.
After this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a fourth beast, terrible, dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly. And it had a great iron teeth. It devoured and brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with the feet of it.
Can.
And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it,
What?
and it had 10 horns. Right? I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn. What I'm talking about? Before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots. And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of a man.
Think too much about it.
Too much.
Yeah, I'll let you read on.
I'll read it over.
Right? But the part where it say oh, yeah, what's that? Alright? Yeah, that's all day right there. Give me what line every day.
First Maccabees 1 and 9. It says, and after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years.
That's after Alexander died, right? Go ahead.
And evils were multiplied in the earth.
And there's the point where we getting at. Because when the so-called white man came into power, alright, evils were multiplied upon the face of the earth. Alright? And when you come back here now to the Daniel 7, alright, to the Daniel 7 and 7, you know, where it says, and after this I saw in the night vision, and behold, a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible, and a strong exceeding, and it had great iron teeth, it devoured. It had great iron teeth, it devoured, and brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with the feet of it. Alright? And was diverse from all the beasts that were before it. And it had 10 horns, right? They were diverse, they were different, their strategies and all these things were different. Alright?
Technology.
You understand?
Yeah.
And you know how and even the sorceries, even the way of doing the sorceries and what have you, you know, because hey, they perfected it.
From all the other beasts before it too.
Right? They
Yeah.
perfected it.
Can.
Alright? Because wickedness is in these people. Alright? Go ahead.
Can. verse 8. And I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn.
Another little horn, which is America.
Before whom there were 3 of the first horns. Like, we know where them three go back into. You know?
Those 3 was the British.
Yeah.
Well, sadly, it's from the thing from
Yes.
was the Spanish, was Spain,
France.
Portugal, France, and the British. All right. And right, so that little horn it's speaking about here, that little horn is at the helm of the 4th beast that we're in right now. All right, is at the helm of the 4th beast right now, and he's going to prove it. So go ahead.
And before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots. And behold, in this horn were eyes like eyes of a man, and mouth speaking great things.
That goes into the political system and what have you. Would go back to Revelation 13 and 11.
Can.
All right, go ahead.
And I think the eyes go into all the different things, like the knowledge.
The knowledge and what
the
have you.
technology,
Yeah.
and all them things. And the mouth speaking great things when they did in Daniel 10 and 6, I think you're talking about that too. Let's forget quick.
Yeah, go ahead now.
Daniel 10. What scripture say in great things again?
Daniel 7:25.
7:25, yeah, look, I have it here too. Daniel 7 and 25. Let me start 24. And the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall arise after them. And he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and to change times and laws. And they shall be given into his hand until the time and times, and the dividing of time.
Can. All right.
Right here, we jump back there. Daniel 7, Slakia, and verse 9. I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the ancient of days did sit.
And that thrones were cast down. We're speaking about. I'll go right back to the Daniel 2 and 44. All right. When it done, read that, and then you go into Revelation 13.
Done. And the ancient of days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool.
He's speaking about Yahweh.
Done.
All right, the Most High God.
Done. His throne was like a fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire.
Can.
Right, I'm going to jump to Revelation, or you want to continue?
Nah, go to Revelation.
Alright, can.
Yeah, Revelation 13. Go Revelation 17, Kyle. Revelation 20 and all we can go into, and what have you. Yeah, the whole Revelation 20 practice up.
Revelation 13 and 1, you look up, right? And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea.
Rise up out of the sea, right?
Having 7 heads and 10 horns.
Having 7 heads and 10 horns. So as I say earlier on, you have to go back. You have to, when you're studying this here, you have to go back to history. You know, you have to go back to history and get to get to understand. And when again the understanding, you will end up coming to the conclusion that it is speaking about a particular race. All right, that's 7 heads. All right, this is the Most High. This is the Most High God revealing unto us here. All right, because remember, according to Scripture, let me get it. Oh yeah, Salakia, man. Give me Malachi. Give me Malachi. Give me Malachi 1 and read from verse 1. Yeah, man. Malachi 1 and read from verse 1, go down.
This is Malachi 1 and verse 1, and it reads, the burden of the word of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai to Israel by Malachi.
Read it a little louder.
I have loved you, saith Yahweh. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us?
Son, Lord saying this, Lord saying, I've loved you. Yet we saying, how hast thou loved us, because all this we going through and whatnot, so forth. But hey, it's all for our disobedience. Alright, go ahead.
Was not Esau Jacob's brother,
Yeah, it was not Esau Jacob's brother. Go ahead.
saith Yahweh? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau,
And I hated Esau. Go ahead.
and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons.
Alright, his mountains goes into his governmental structure, his heritage goes all the way, his heritage go all the way back even to Maccabees, alright, and all the wickedness that they was pushing forth upon the face of the earth. Right? What do you call this thing again? The idol worship, the sorcery, the witchcraft, all the debauchery, alright? The secret societies, all these things are the heritage. Right? The heritage of the so-called white man. Alright? Right?
whole
Wickedness.
system.
The system, the
The
wicked
whole
system.
I have to say that too. I go into the beast system.
The beast system,
Right.
man.
Yeah.
Alright, that the heritage. Alright? Go ahead.
Of the wilderness. Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate place.
Alright, that is when there was back in the Caucasus Mountains.
Done.
Alright? But they're saying we return and build the desolate places, and they did rebuild. Oh, through the blood, sweat, and tears of the backs of what? Us Israel, us Israelites, so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians.
Done.
Alright? Go ahead.
Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, they shall build
Yeah, they shall build, and right now they're building, they're building so much until the beast system built up so much, like if it's on steroids. All right, go ahead.
done. But I will throw down
But Lord say, he will throw down. All right, he will throw down. Go ahead.
and they shall call them the border of wickedness.
And they shall call them. Who is that? Them? Esau, Edom.
Edom.
Them. The border of wickedness. Go ahead.
And the people against whom Yahweh had in indignation
Indignation
forever.
All right. So that's what I'm saying. When you're coming into the book of Revelation and you're reading about the beasts, the 7 heads and the 10 horns and what have you, and the judgment that what the Lord have for the beasts, all right, it matching up with all the rest of scriptures showing you that that beast is Esau Edom, because it's showing you the judgment, the same judgment that the Lord have for the beast, the same judgment that he have for Esau Edom. So it's only common sense will show you that the beast it is speaking about, this beast that is speaking about, with the 7 heads and 10 horns and all the blasphemous works and words and all these things and actions and what have you, you know, that they're implementing and pushing forth and doing and what have you. It's only showing you that it's Esau Edom, the so-called white man. Right? So go ahead.
Right, we continue here.
Yeah.
Alright, read over Revelation 15:1.
Uh-huh.
And I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns,
And upon his horns, 10
crowns.
crowns. Go ahead.
and upon his heads the name of blasphemy.
And upon his head the name of blasphemy.
Right? And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard,
Which is the Grecians.
and his feet was as the feet of a bear.
Right? Which is the Russians, because you see now, why the Lord put the Grecians first? Why the Lord put the leopards like before I got onto a leopard? It's because the Grecians were the ones, the Grecians were the ones to set the stage for where we at here right now, pursuant to where the 4th beast now. You understand? Is the 4th beast, which is the new and revised Roman Empire, in which you're ruling right now. All right, and the bear, which is the Russians, is who the Lord is going to use to destroy this fourth beast. You understand? Go ahead.
Can. And his mouth as the mouth of a lion.
And that lion is speaking about the Great Britain.
Can.
Right? Go ahead.
And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority.
And that dragon is speaking about the ancient Roman Empire.
Can.
All right? Because the ancient Roman Empire was called the Red Dragon. And what a dragon does, a dragon
It's an extreme
is
animal.
an extreme animal, a dreadful animal.
Destroying.
All right? Destroy and what have you. All right? And when they say give it its power, it's because this new and revised Roman Empire
Studied off of the mistakes.
see how serious this thing is?
And it's ironic too because I think one of the heads of the European Union, when they created the new European Union, he he make a statement. He say it feel like royal, feel like the old days, like it was the Roman Empire.
Man.
It was the Roman Empire.
Yeah, because they know their own fucking history.
Yeah.
They know their own history. Can't familiar spirit. Can't.
And nothing new under the sun.
Can't.
too.
Nothing new under the sun.
Same men coming back.
Right? Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, and his seat and great authority. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death.
And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death. All right? And I saw one of his head as it were wounded to death. Because what they would never teach you, the reason why John saying that where he get that vision as if he saw that wound, that deadly wound. You understand? Is because the Lord showing the vision of what? Of us Israelites, because we had to understand the Roman Empire was split into two. As I just always say when I say this, you wouldn't get this in the universities. They wouldn't teach you this in the universities, nor even in the theological cemeteries. Alright? The Roman Empire was split into two. Yeah? It was split into two. The Byzantine Empire was to the east, and the pagan Roman Empire, which was these Edomites, right? They were at the west. Alright? And it was us who took them down. And they run up into the Caucasus Mountains. That's where now our way to give me the scripture, our way to hold from 20 and chapter 1.
And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit.
All right, and that angel that is speaking about us. All right, that bottomless pit is speaking about Europe, mainly Georgia, Russia, the Caucasus Mountains. All right, go ahead.
Continuing. And a great chain in his hand, and he laid hold on the dragon.
He laid hold on the what?
On the dragon.
On the dragon, which is the ancient Roman Empire. Go ahead.
That old serpent.
That old serpent. Right? That old serpent. Right? That old serpent nation.
That's what you're about to hear. You look at that dragon, it look like what?
A serpent.
Yeah.
Right? That old serpent. Right? So it's showing you that he saw either way, seeing something there.
Getting on the end.
Can't.
Same
Same
serpent.
serpent. I don't know what I said. The same serpent from the beginning. Alright, which was Esau. Alright, same serpent. Alright, and that serpent reincarnated into who? Into Cain. And then Cain reincarnated into who? Fucking Esau. Right?
So everywhere, boy.
Right? Right? But another breakdown, another thing for another time, But go ahead. Yeah.
That old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and the bond him 1,000 years.
And bong them 1,000 years, go ahead.
And cast him into the bottomless pit.
And cast them into the bottomless pit of the right, which is Georgia, Russia, Caucasus Mountains, go ahead.
And shut him up and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled, and after that he must be loosed a little season.
A little season. So now, it's showing you here, it's showing that scripture there is showing you concerning the Dark Ages, when we was ruling Europe for 1,000 years, because hey, we had the so-called white man under our subjection, what have you. Alright, they were in the Caucasus Mountains dragging on the fucking knuckles. Alright? But that was only, that prophecy, the Lord showing you that prophecy there was only for a period of time, because he's going to let them loose. Alright? That's why, that's showing you there, that they are linking with Revelation 13, to where it speaks about the deadly, you got a deadly wound. So read it over again here, Absalom.
Revelation 13
I think you
and verse 3. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed.
And his deadly wound was healed. He must be loosed a little season. You understand where I'm coming from? He must be loosed a little season.
Yeah.
So you have to come to the fucking conclusion when you're dealing with this here. Because when you go to, give me Isaiah 63 and 1. Give me Isaiah 63 and 1, Baba Kusha. I'm getting that spirit, I'm get fired up, man.
There's Isaiah 63 and 1. Who is that? Who is this that cometh from Edom?
From what?
From Edom, with
dyed garments.
with dyed garments from Bozrah.
Right.
This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength.
And the greatness of his strength. Hold it there. So, this scripture you're prophesying Yahushai coming back. And Yahushai coming back to our kingdom ruled by Esau Edom. Alright? What proven that? Now you can come to it. What proven that? Let me see what proven that. Let me see what proven that. Because we're trying to find out here who is the fourth beast.
Correct. Yeah.
That's the reason why I want you to go into that Satan's angels.
Yeah. I was on deck there.
Because the beast is actually a system. But the thing about it is, who set up that system? Who is in control of that system?
Is it Japhet?
Can?
Yeah.
Let me be real.
Yeah.
Let us be real. So let me see.
Right, the second is just 6 and 9.
Start from 7.
Done.
A matter of fact, start from 6. Second is just 6.
Done. It say,
You're
then
fired
I
up here, man.
consider
I
these
find out
things,
2.
and they are all
Yeah.
and they
Fire
all
up. Yeah.
were
Shake off that.
made through me alone,
Can.
and through none other. By me also they shall be ended.
And by me also, that was the lady Lord speaking to Ezra here, right? He said, by right, and by me these things shall be ended. Right, go ahead.
And by none other. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that
What
followeth?
shall be the end of this age, this aeon?
Right?
Right? And the beginning of it that followeth after.
Done.
Go ahead.
It say, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born,
When Jacob and Esau were born, go ahead.
of him Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau.
Can, go ahead.
For Esau is the end of the world.
Who is the end of this world?
For Esau is the end of the
Esau
world.
is the end of this world. Which linking right back up to the scripture where you know read. Because the
Can.
scripture saying that when Yahushai comes back, he's coming back to a kingdom ruled by Esau Edom. And right now, I want to go to Revelation. Alright, it's speaking about that fourth beast. It's speaking about that fourth beast who had a deadly wound, but his deadly wound was healed. So which means he come back.
Done.
And he come back even stronger than before.
They revised.
And was last precept here, didn't you?
Isaiah 63.
63.
63
So
and
you're
1.
catching where I'm coming
Yes,
from?
yeah.
Can.
So you're seeing how it adding?
Can.
Yeah.
Straight back to the Daniel 2.
It's going to
with the-
thank you.
With the room, and then right after, as it says, let me just finish off.
Yeah,
there,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
It
yeah,
say,
yeah.
And Jacob is the beginning that follow it.
And Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. So go ahead, where now?
Which is the divine kingdom that we show.
Right.
So it link in.
Right.
Right back.
Right back.
Can.
A Christian ain't go see this, you know. Because you know why? They don't want to come to the terms that you have to deal with fucking race.
Correct. Correct. God
It's
love-
a
God love
race that
everybody.
people are dealing with here.
Yeah.
They don't want to, they would never want to deal with that. Again, I ain't talking about him. Me ain't talking about the mark of the beast yet, you know. I'm talking about the beast himself. The beast. The beast himself. Because when you go into the word beast, go into that word, go into the letter, and you can same Revelation 13 and start from and go to the word beast. The first beast you see there, first word beast you see there. Go to it. Rabakasha. After 4.
Yeah, but we start later. We start after 3. Yeah? We start later.
Like, sort of, what we take, what do you time want to load up thing, eh? Revelation 13, is it?
Yeah. Yes, yeah. Yeah. Let's go into the word beast.
Strong's G 2342.
So you say Terion, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's an animal,
Go ahead, go ahead.
a wild animal,
Mhm.
wild beast.
A wild beast,
Right? You see this again, and say a brutal,
A what?
bestial man,
A brutal, bestial man. Savage, a brutal, ferocious. Perfect description.
Can.
All right. And now, when you read, go back to the Daniel 7 and 7, Babakasha. Go back to it. You have to go back and forth. That's what the scripture say, precept upon precept, line upon line. Right? Wait, Daniel 7 and 7, the fourth, we're speaking about the fourth beast, right? Go ahead.
Daniel 7 and 7. After this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible.
Dreadful and terrible. Go back to it. Go back to it. Don't lose it, Babakasha. No, don't do that. Don't do that.
So we back,
Yeah.
back aside. It say a brutal, bestial man, savage, or ferocious.
Or ferocious. Read it over again, Babakasha.
Daniel 7 and 7. After this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly.
And strong exceedingly. Dreadful and terrible. Dreadful and terrible.
Can.
You understand what I'm showing you? Right? Because this beast, you have to be a fool to think that this beast is a literal fucking beast. You know, literally coming out of the Atlantic Ocean or the Indian Ocean or the Pacific Ocean, you know, and you ought to be freaking carnal.
Godzilla.
Yeah, like Godzilla.
Tag Godzilla.
Yeah, but,
I know we talking about that. We talking about yeah, you want to that.
right? Go ahead up. So go ahead up.
Right. Back into Revelation, right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Revelation 13.
You commented on something just now.
Revelation 13
Yeah.
and verse 3.
Yeah.
And I saw one of his heads as he was wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed,
And his deadly wound was healed. Go ahead.
and all the world wondered after the beast.
And all the world wondered after that beast.
So the scripture say all the Egyptian drinker and Babylon do something.
Get that.
Good.
Get that. Yeah, get that. Because that beast,
Jeremiah 51.
yeah, I think Jeremiah 51 and 7, I think.
Yeah.
Jeremiah 51 and 7.
51, 7, yeah.
And you could read Imad, you could hold Revelation 18 and I think 18 and 1. Let me see. Yeah, and they reading down to verse 3. When he done with this here, you go back him up. Yeah.
Right, so there Jeremiah 51 and 7, it says, Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of all her wine, therefore the nations are mad.
Therefore the nations are mad because you know the nations now, you know, Babylon, which is America, alright? Babylon, which is America. Yeah, Babylon, which is America. Yeah, alright? Babylon, which is America, you know. That is the helm. Alright, it's the helm at this fourth beast. Alright, which is this new and revised Roman Empire. America is Rome all again. Alright? And and watch how it tying in. Watch how it tying in. Because America is Babylon and Rome, all of that mixed into one. Alright? And who it is run by? Again, it all coming back to race. Who it is run by? The so-called white man. And what the scripture say concerning the so-called white man pursuant to Psalms 147 and I think it's 8.
Psalm 147.
Yeah, Psalms 147 or 30, no, 137, 137. 137. Don't worry. Let me see how long ago last time that BM you're watching me. You're right. Yes.
Yeah. Psalms 137 and verse 8.
Yeah.
It says, O daughter of Babylon,
O daughter of Babylon,
who are to be destroyed.
what's now? Let me see some. I think you might have it. Start from verse 7. Yeah, start from verse 7.
Right, so starting from verse 7,
Yeah.
in Psalms 137, it says, Remember, O Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, the children of Edom.
Remember who?
The children of Edom.
Remember the children of Edom. Let me see what the Lord consider the children of Edom as.
In the day of Jerusalem, who said, Raise it, even to the foundation thereof, O daughter of Babylon.
O daughter of Babylon. This is who the Lord consider Esau, Edom as. The daughter of Babylon. You understand? And Babylon, we know according to prophecy, mystery Babylon, the mother of all harlots, who made all the earth drink the wine of her philosophies, we know it for a fact, according to scripture, according to prophecy, it is America. And who is controlling America? The so-called white man, Esau Edom. Right, and there our Imad come with the scripture again to hold.
Zechariah 2 and verse, maybe from verse 6, it says, Ho, come forth and flee from the land of the north, saith Yahweh. For I have spread you abroad as the four winds of heaven, saith the Lord.
And that north is speaking about America.
Deliver thyself, O Zion, that dwellest with the daughter of Babylon.
Come on. So now come Imad.
This is Revelation 18 and 1, and it reads, And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mighty with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become
Babylon the great is fallen, yeah, go ahead.
And is become the inhabitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornications.
For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, which goes back, read over that. Just so that you continue reading. That's verse 3 alone. Finish off verse 3 and then we go back to for all the earth For all the world has wandered after the beast.
Oh, yeah, Khan.
And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of
Of the
the
earth
earth
have
are
waxed
waxed rich through
the
the
abundance
abundance
of her
of her
delicacies.
delicacies.
Alright? Right? That's why, read it now, Baba Kasha.
Revelation 13 and verse 3. And I saw one of the heads that was wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast.
And all the world wandered after the beast. That's why, the whole earth, drank of the wine of the philosophies of Babylon the Great, who is at the helm of that beast, of that whole beast system. Alright? Continue.
Khan. Verse 4. It say, and they worship the dragon, vice Roman Empire,
Right.
which gave power unto the beast.
Which gave power unto the beast. Alright? That fierce military structure and what have you. Go ahead.
And they worship the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast?
Who is like unto the beast? Go ahead.
Who is able to make war with him?
Who able to make war unto the beast?
NATO, right?
Who's let me be real. Who in the right mind could say they're looking to go on and stir up and make war against NATO, against America and NATO? Let me be real. Who? Try it now. Try it. And see what will take place with you. Son? That one, you take it out of my mind. That is why the Lord, He have a perfect weapon for them, which is Russia
China
and the rest of them. You understand? He have a perfect weapon. Saying who can make war unto the beast.
Yeah, but you say that too, perfect weapon, because clearly, you talk about in Isaiah the 54th chapter, you talk about the Smith that blew the coals with fire. And he maybe get them superior weapon.
Can.
than Babylon the Great.
Than Babylon the Great to fuck
yeah.
them up.
Yeah.
You understand? So there is the situation here. Alright? Read out because what you Kyle to
Read verse 5. Daniel 13 and 5. And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies.
and blasphemies.
Same thing was put up in Daniel, right? And the power was given unto him to continue 40 and 2 months.
Right? It's for a period of time.
And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against the Heavenly Father,
Can.
blaspheme his name and his tabernacle.
Can. What the World Economic Forum doing right now? What the World Economic Forum doing right now? Alright? So that's why you now go Kyle, that's bear with me. That's bear with me. Go to the
Book.
yeah, Council of Foreign Relations and all of that. Because you see now, this whole thing, this whole beast is a system. Alright? It's a system, and there is structure. A system must have structures. Have a structure. Right?
Right, so I have it here now.
Yeah.
This is Satan's Angels Exposed, chapter 25, page 191. The Council on Foreign Relations.
The Council of Foreign Relations, which is just underneath the Illuminati. Alright? Council of Foreign Relations, which is just underneath the Illuminati. But when I say underneath, because this going now into corporations and businesses and what have you, you understand that and media houses and all these things.
All the grown men.
Yeah, all the grown men.
Ground troops.
You understand?
Yeah.
To push forth the image of the beast, which is the image goes into the system. You understand? And they need all these things to work in tandem in order for the beast to be functioning. These things, all these, the Council of Foreign Relations, the CFR, all right, is what you call the Council of Foreign Relations and the Treaty of Rome and the Bilderbergers and all these things, all right, is what you call the oiling mechanism of the beast. The World Economic Forum and all these things is the oil and the fuel the oil and the fuel in order for the beast to function. Without these things, the beast is nothing. And that is why again, who can make war with the beast? You know, the beast come back the beast come back like if it on steroids. Because according to what Kyle said, they learn from the past mistakes. They learn from the past mistakes. So by them learning from the past mistakes, you know, it make them more stronger.
More determined.
And correct, more determined. Because that's the correct word, more determined. Because now they're stopping at nothing to bring forth all the mechanisms that they have, the devices that they have to establish the new world order. Go ahead.
Dan, so chapter 25, second Angel exposed, right? The Council on Foreign Relations, the power behind the throne.
The power behind the throne.
Designs on power.
Can.
The Council on Foreign Relations was formed in 1921.
Can.
When it became evident that the United States was not going to join the League of Nations. Its founder was Colonel Edward House. House was
go pay. Oh gosh, sometimes them words there's elapse, man. Yeah, but he was the man. He was the go-to man by the Rothschilds and them, for them, you know, for them to wherever the Rothschild and them and the Rockefellers and them they want to push forth, he was the go-to man to make sure it is done. Like for instance, the Federal Reserve, he was the main man behind it.
Yeah, I read that just now.
Right, go ahead.
They say House was a British education son of a financier.
Go ahead.
You see we're tying with the elites now.
With the elites.
Who had British financial interests in the United States.
And that British financial, that was the Rothschilds and them. All right? That was the Rothschild and them, because with all this that has taken place upon the face of the earth, with the World Economic Forum, and the whole New World Order agenda and what have you, who all the fingers pointing back to? Esau Edom, the so-called white man, which is really going right back to the elites, the Rothschild, the Rockefellers, the DuPonts, the Oppenheimers, the Gettys. You understand? And oh God, should I call it again, boy? It's BlackRock. BlackRock and right?
Yeah.
Right? These is the men that rule the world. Right? Not your friggin' prime minister and what have you. These is the men that rule the world. Right? Go ahead up.
House became President Wilson's right-hand man.
President Woodrow Wilson, right? He was the man that established. He was the man that the Rothschild and them used to bring out the Federal Reserve System. Correct. Go ahead.
Right, and emerged as virtual president in control.
Right.
So he was really the man who was running the scene behind the scenes. He was the shadow president. House had two pet projects, it looks like.
Yeah,
had
like
two
a
pet
fucking
projects. He wanted to ram through. So he had two pet projects. Like here the first one. The first one is central banking system. And the second one, a graduated income tax. Right? The House and his influence. He was successful in seeing that both were adopted into law. It was House who brought into being the Federal Reserve Act, which benefited international bankers.
Right?
International
And
bankers.
and that go back to Revelation 12 and 16 with the three unclean spirits like frogs. Because those three unclean spirits like frogs is actually the beast system, right? Where you have because a beast system in that magnitude, it must have three main functions within it. Your political system, all right, your political system, your financial system, and the military system. All right, along with your false religion. All right, so the three unclean spirits was what? One is what? America, right, with its military might. All right. Then the next is Britain, with its finance. Freaking go for me now, man. Yeah, but you can't have it next city, but
No, even right.
anyway. Right? And then you have the last unclean spirit, which is Rome with the Vatican, right? Right? And the political system, right? That's why we give all praises to Abba Hashem Yahshua that he put that wicked put to death, Pope Benedict.
Correct.
You understand?
Correct.
Happy that he dead, right?
He was a wicked man.
Yeah, right. Go ahead, Ak.
All right, it says it was House who brought into being the Federal Reserve Act, which benefited international bankers.
Which is who? The Rothschild and them.
Correct.
All right. With what? The hoard away all the gold. The hoard away all. Excuse me. It's either all it to the side so, or all it to the side so, but not behind the brother.
Yeah. All right, man.
Fuck, boy.
Wow. Okay, let me read this over, right? It was House who brought into being the Federal Reserve Act, which benefited international bankers. The original Federal Reserve Board was largely hand-picked by Colonel House. See?
Can't.
He picked the whole board.
Can't.
House was an admirer of Karl Marx. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Marx was related to the Rockefeller.
Rockefeller, yeah.
He's a relative,
Yeah.
right? We go down here. So, Edward M. House left was President Wilson's closest friend and trusted advisor.
Can't.
House was a front for the internationalists.
Right. That's the word I was looking for. He was a front man. All right. He was the face where everybody will see. All right. Because the real shadow government, all right, they're not gonna push themselves out there. Yeah, they're not gonna push themselves out there. No. They have people to do that. All right. Go ahead, Ak.
Khan. He was a front for the internationalists who sought a central bank and income tax. His ultimate aim was socialism. You know?
And socialism is the same as communism.
Khan. That's why they say China is the role model
Yeah.
for the New World
For the
Order.
New World Order.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead.
President Wilson sought to push through the League of Nations Treaty. What you say?
All those set of hypocrites. But don't worry, now, man.
All right.
Don't worry.
It,
Every week we just get scoffers. But you know something? All praises to Abba Hashem Yahshua, because the scripture say, woe unto them when they speak well of, woe unto you when they speak well of you, for so did their fathers say the false prophets. So yeah,
God say rejoice.
you give a fuck about you niggas.
For your reward is great.
Can't.
Yeah. President Wilson sought to push through the League of Nations Treaty.
The League of Nations Treaty. Alright? The League of Nations Treaty. Die the prophecy coming. Die the prophecy coming there with the 10 horns. The League of Nations Treaty, because that would with the Salak, I was saying the 10 horns, but all that coming within the image, Salakia, the image of the beast.
Yeah.
Alright, because the 10 horns is EU, is the EU.
Correct.
The European Union. It was called the European Economical, oh gosh boy. Yeah, the European Economical Common Market or something like that. So, alright? And then later down the line, you know, and funny enough, when they had started it, it was dead on prophecy. It was started with 10 nations. Alright, but when they noticed the prophecy been fulfilled, they decide to try to offset, try to say they could offset the prophecy by inviting other nations. But they don't fulfill the prophecy already. You can't
Can't go back on that.
Can.
Can't go back on that.
Can.
Yeah.
Control it, hold it down there.
Yeah. Alright, can. It say, correct. It say in effect it would have surrendered national sovereignty, and ultimately that's what they want, right? In the new world order, right? Full control, total control, right? Of every man, woman, and child, and on the face of it. That's what new world order means, right? Today, once more, there is a combined effort among the money manipulators to achieve the same end. And these Rockefeller and Rothschild, you know, they say outright, they say, hey, we don't care who make the laws and anything. Give me the money, control of the money, right? And I can control them who make the laws.
Yeah, no answer.
Yeah, you can control everything.
Once you get money, you could come somebody and say, hey,
Yeah,
lend this food so thing.
Yes.
You know, get this kind of money.
Can the one who controls the money, he controls the world.
correct.
That's it.
And this is what they wanted. That's why they created this central banking system. When you understand how the central banking system
Right.
works, and they made the US dollar as
Right.
the world reserve currency. Right, so every currency you gotta purchase something from another country, any product went in that you gotta buy US dollars. And who you buying from? You're buying from the Federal Reserve,
Can.
which is a privately owned company of the global bank. It's nothing federal about it. Right, that word, that's true. That word there to throw you off.
Can.
All right, there's nothing federal about the Federal Reserve. It's our own company by the Rothschild. All right, and that shows you how they manipulate. All right, they manipulate. It's a whole giant Ponzi scheme, but we don't get too much in detail into that right now, right? So we continue. It says today, once more, there is a combined effort among the money manipulators to achieve the same end. And we've seen that more now so than even back then. But this book was written around in the 80s, I believe in the 80s, early 80s, late 70s, right? They say, could this be the end time conspiracy? Which we know is not a conspiracy, right? This is prophecy.
Can't.
Yeah, it's prophecy. It's truth. It's coming to pass. Can. They say, could this be the end time conspiracy that ushers in the Antichrist? Now we know we have many Antichrists, right? Right? We know we have many Antichrists.
Something I saw with what you saw post up to a good while back. Where they're saying about the Antichrist coming, which are really trying to call you out shy the Antichrist.
Correct. And that's what the whole setup is about. You
It
know?
could be against itself.
Exactly.
Correct.
Correct.
Is the Antichrist.
They are the Antichrist. So then that,
level.
correct is right. And that's what they do. They try to control the narrative. That's why they create institutions like the Council on Foreign Relations. But most of the journalists, like the journalists who come on the media, the mass media, whether it be on TV, whether it be on the internet, right, from these big media houses like CNN, CNBC, right, Fox News, they are members of the Council on Foreign Relations, right? They are members of the council. So what they push forward is these devils' agendas. Alright, they push forward their agendas. You know, everything that they want to do. Lay it out here. Through what? Through the witchcraft. Same thing what we were reading before we went into. Right? Because the media, you know, go back to witchcraft. Alright? So they're controlling the narrative. But when we had the jumpy jump, alright, they call it the jumpy jump, but the apostle call it the jump shot.
Antidote.
The antidote, right?
The
Yeah,
Kool-Aid.
they hold your house, programming you constantly with this.
Constantly.
Constantly. Go and take it, get some KFC chicken. Alright, go take it, you know, hey, you're gonna get incentive. Alright, go take it, you won't lose your work.
You're going to lose your life.
Alright, so you can. So these are the foot soldiers who are accomplishing and rolling out the agendas of these money manipulators, these globalists, industrialists.
Right?
Right.
Which is actually what the pushing for that image of the beast. All right, the false beast. Because all the beasts that came before the Slovakia, all of them had that image. All right, all of them had that image, which is a system. All right. So who make this beast so different that it can't have an image? All right, and the Council of Foreign Relations and all these other all these other groups and think tanks and what have you, so forth. They all about making sure that the whole world worship the beast and its image and take its mark.
Correct.
Right? Go ahead.
Yeah, we continue down. Plans for one world government.
Right?
Right?
Plan for one world government. And there's what they want. The scripture talk about that. Alright, there's what they want. A one world government, one world everything, one world order. Right? We have one world religion, all these things. Right? Go ahead, Ak.
Can they say those hand-selected men brought in to help House included Walter Lippmann, John Foster Dulles, Alan Dulles, and Christian Herter. Said 2 years before the United States entered the war in World War II in 1939, a committee on post-war problems was initiated at the suggestion of the Council on Foreign Relations.
Can't. These are the people that making all the big decisions that will be having a lot of influence on the world.
So you see them as the ones who suggest that America go and join the war.
Can't.
Yeah. They say yet the Council on Foreign Relations claims to be a private organization. The same thing I was saying just now about the Federal Reserve. Claim to be federal, but nothing but federal.
Can't.
Yeah. They say claims to be a private organization that does not formulate any policy of the government.
At all.
Damn liars.
Can't.
Right? When the United Nations Conference met in San Francisco in 1945, there were 74 CFR members, that's Council on Foreign Relations, members in the US delegation. 74 members.
And that's in the US, sir. We
Can.
talking about the world.
Correct.
You feel there are CFR members down here in Trinidad? With all the wickedness that has been taking place in high places? You feel the Sabgas and them in a part of that shit?
Can. Well, them are Edomites.
Can't, because the Sabgas and them, they are Edomites.
Can't remember the Edomites who had resisted Solomon was Hadad.
Can't.
What you name of them Syrians, some of them down here? Are the same thing?
Right?
See that? Alright. Amalek, right here.
Can't.
Right here.
Can't.
Right? So it say there were 74 CFR members in the US delegation. These included Alger Hiss, Harry Dexter White, Owen Lattimore, hear his name, Nelson Rockefeller, John Foster Dulles, and Dean Akerson.
Can't.
It was Colonel House who authored the anonymous book, Philip Drew, Administrator. He later admitted to writing it. Right? So he didn't come forward in the first place.
Can't.
In this book, House outlined detailed plans for the creation of a one world totalitarian government.
Can't. Right? And this is what the fourth beast. This is the road that they are embarking upon. And who is doing it? Who is at the head of it? Esau, Edom. Who is the one that want and what will solidify it? This year. This year. And who is the one that pushing it? Who is the one that implementing it?
So go, white man.
Correct. Who own, and you know we can do that easy. Even when you go onto Google patents and if one type in the system that this is supposed to run on, you will see who own the patent. One of them is what? Microsoft. Who own Microsoft?
Bill Gates of hell.
Of hell. Right? Same thing. Who own I want to call name of the jump, right? Companies.
Yeah.
Who own all of them? Right?
Yeah.
Have people walking around right now with an IP address signal and all of them.
Walking fucking Wi-Fi.
Kind of walking Wi-Fi. Which when they try to log in, you get it blocked in security because they alone have the access key.
Yeah.
So you become a freaking robot. So you see how they're gonna bring it in? This could be the final piece to the puzzle.
Gone.
To get that ultimate control.
So this stamp.
Look off here.
Yeah, looking so yeah.
Alright, we got a Alright,
Yeah.
so drop that.
Can.
Give me the Revelation 17 there. A matter of fact, yeah, well, forget that. Go to the Apocrypha and go to tomorrow we could do a part 2 on it.
Can.
That's what we go do tomorrow,
Yeah,
Father's
God
willing.
willing.
We'll do a part 2 today. Go to the Apocrypha, go to 2nd Esdras 11 and 37, 36, 37.
No, I had that scripture on deck and before.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can.
In 2nd Esdras 11 and 37.
Yeah, you just read until I tell you what the hell is up. Just read. Yeah.
It say, and I beheld, and lo, as it were a roaring lion chased out of the wood. And I saw that he sent out a man's voice unto the eagle, and said, Hear thou, I will talk with thee, and the highest shall say unto thee, Have not thou that remaineth of the 4 beasts,
Can.
who I made to reign in my world?
Right? And not now it remains of the 4 beasts. Because when you go back to Revelation, drop that. When they go back to Revelation 13, and I think go back to Revelation 13 and 4.
Can. Revelation 13 and 4.
Uh-huh.
And they worship the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. And they worship the beast, saying,
No, 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 the one who's dead and he received a deadly wound. Yeah.
Verse 3.
Yeah, verse 3, still up, yeah.
And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed.
And his deadly wound was healed. So which means the beast that came back.
Can.
Because we read there, pursuant to Revelation 20, all right, where where that great dragon was sealed for 1,000 years until that time, and he shall be released. All right. So we see here what the scripture say, what the Lord said, what at not it. Read it over, read that. Yeah. Salakia. And I want to butcher it.
In verse 38 it says, Hear thou, I will talk with thee, and the highest shall say unto thee, Art not thou it that remainest of the 4 beasts?
Art not thou it that remainest of the 4 beasts? That remainest of the 4 beasts? Come on, read that.
Whom I made to reign in my world, that the end of their times might come through them.
That the end of their time might come through them. And they're showing you that what? Because if the beast was entirely destroyed, if the beast, because let me take my time. When the beast had got that deadly wound, that they didn't do that to themselves as we did that to them. But they're showing you here. Read it over again that their time might come through them at the end of their time.
It says, Whom I made to reign in my world, that the end of their times might come through them.
That the end of their times might come through them. What that going into? World War III. Alright? Where what? The Russians, who are Edomites also, alright, raining what? ICBMs upon them. Esau against itself.
Why it say they go come through them?
Right, that's right, correct, that's right. I always say it will come to the end of their time, might come through them. Alright? Which you rightfully talk about earlier on with Isaiah 56 and I think it's 14. 54 and 16 still up here. Alright? Go ahead.
Verse 40 it say, And the 4th came and overcame all the beasts that were past, and had power over the world with great fearfulness.
With great fearfulness, go ahead.
And over the whole compass of the earth with much wicked oppression.
And over the whole compass of the earth, because back then the Roman Empire, the empire did only stretch so far. But now the new and revised Roman Empire stretched through the whole 4 corners of the earth. Right, go ahead.
It say, and so long time dwelt he upon the earth with deceit. For the earth hast thou not judged the truth. For thou hast afflicted the meek, thou hast heard the peaceable, thou hast loved liars, and destroyed the dwellings of them that brought forth fruit. And hast cast down the walls of such as did he no harm.
which is the prophets.
Done.
All right, go ahead.
Right? Verse 45.
Look at
Verse
that.
43, it says, therefore is thy wrongful dealing come up unto the highest, and thy pride unto the mighty. The mightiest also had looked upon the proud times,
Upon the what?
the proud times,
Shalom, shalom, shalom. Upon the proud times.
and behold,
Salakia, and where's the proud time? The proud time goes into all the industrial revolution, the first, second, third, and now we entering into the fourth. Shalom, right? Which we now enter into the fourth. The industrial revolution. Yeah. Right? Go ahead.
done. Right? It says, and behold, they are ended, and his abominations are fulfilled,
Yeah, right? And his abominations are fulfilled. Right? Go ahead.
and therefore appear no more, thou eagle, nor thy horrible wings,
Right? No eagle, right?
nor thy
Horrible wings, yeah.
nor thy wicked feathers,
Now that wicked feathers, the feathers goes into that feathers goes into all the elites and them. Alright, because these elites that is ruling right now, they are the Caesars back here now reincarnated.
Done.
Because that feathers that go all the way back to because it's second Ezra 11 is actually the prophecy of the Roman Empire. Alright? There is actually prophecy of the Roman Empire coming into existence. Alright? But remember, we're dealing with a new and revised Roman Empire. Alright, go ahead. Because this prophecy is a back and a twofold now, boy. A back and forth now, boy. Alright? Go ahead.
done. Right? It says, nor thy malicious heads,
Nor thy malicious heads, go ahead.
nor thy hurtful claws,
Nor thy hurtful claws, which goes back into the military. Because what animal is used what animal is do with the claws?
Especially the eagle.
Especially the eagle.
Yeah.
You understand?
Done.
Go ahead, huh?
Like you break your bone.
Can.
Yeah.
done. Now it says, nor thy malicious heads, nor thy hurtful claws, nor all thy vain body,
Now all thy vain body, which is the whole fucking beast system, boy. The whole beast system. Go ahead, huh?
that all the earth may be refreshed and may return, being delivered from thy violence, and that she may hope for the judgment and mercy of him that made her.
Can. And that just show it's speaking about this new and revised Roman Empire.
When I say, correct me if I'm wrong, the seeking and mercy from the Lord.
No, I talking about we. That when I say she, we, talking about we. Alright? So with that, I hope you are edified through the power and spirit of Yahweh Hashem. I'm sure we'll do a continuation in this. Hopefully tomorrow, Yahweh Ratasa. Alright? And again, when they come in to deal in Revelation and they're dealing with the beast, they're dealing with the 7 heads, the 10 horns, alright? It is you will have to come to the conclusion that it is dealing with a particular race of people. You have to come to that conclusion. Alright? Because who set up that beast system? What race of people set up that beast system? What race of people have the world wandering after that beast system? You be the judge of it. So with that, Kal Halayam, La Ala Hayanawa, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Kakar Kodash. Alright, double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Well, peace, blessing, and salutation, double salutations unto the brothers who preaching and teaching the truth. Alright, through the 4 corners of the earth, let's get alive. Freedom to be so now more than ever. Shalom unto the speckled bird Israelites who may look like the other nations, but are Israel through their forefatherly lineage, and shalom unto the very few but faithful Akwatiyam, which is his sisters. And to you scoffers who like to come on a daily scoff, continue scoff. Yeah, bad ball.
Looking forward to see more.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of you all is going to get a big prize for being the best scoffer. A lot of you all yeah, you all are going to get the prize for being the best scoffer, you motherfuckers. Yeah,
It's true. That's true. That's one because the more they slander on him,
yeah.
and the more they mock and scoff us, is the more blessings for us.
Can.
Scripture say that.
Can. So continue. So with that, You say shalom, shalom, shalom. Yeah,
Shalom.
death to Esau. Yeah, death to you, Esau. And
bad bubble.
Bad bubble. Fucking death to America, man. And fuck all you two-tiered niggas. Yeah? Shalom, shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
Lock it off there.